Okay, here we are. Hello? Trying to figure the sound. Okay. Let me just check that I'm good to go. Move the mic. I don't know why the mic is not on for this one. Hello? Yeah? Is it working or not? Hello? Kind of hard because nobody is here, but whatever. Okay, so here's what we're doing. We are studying for auto trading systems, which is it's a class I'm taking for my master's, where we have to try to make our own trading system. So not necessarily AI focused, but there's definitely some code involved. Basically, we're trying to create we are trying to create a way to trade automatically so that you don't have to hand trade anymore. So how do you do that? Well, you need to be able to decide which what security you're going to pick. So are you going to pick a stock? Are you going to pick a bond? Are you picking ETFs? Are you picking commodities? There's lots of different kind of securities that you can trade, and then you've got to pick an actual type as well. So am I trading Apple? Am I trading Walmart, Rocket Lab? Lots of different kind of companies that we're going to be trading. And the goal is, once you've picked a company, you have to pick a strategy. So how are you going to trade? What's the strat? Simple one would be to look at the moving averages and the technical indicators and be able to come up with some kind of signal. So we have a signal module. I'll actually show you what I have really quickly. So, systems. And this is the first iteration. So I have data collection. This is what I use to collect data on a stock that I like. So I'll show you what I do. We run the main. Oh, sorry. It's been a while since I've used this. We have to make a script. And then, we don't even have to do a script. What am I saying? So we're going to run the main program. It's not how you spell main. Run the main. And I need a program where we enter the ticker. So let's say I want Palantir. Palantir is quite popular right now. PLTR, right? Then how long do I want it for? Let's say I want every 5 minutes. Okay, and then we connect to the brokerage account. So this is TWS. And I'm actually not in yet, so maybe that's why it's not working. Maybe this will work. Okay. So anyway, we run the script, run the main program, and we should be able to collect data from a TWS. We're loading. Let's actually stop running the program. My computer break. Oh, here we go. Okay. So let me just show you. Oh, I'm down. I'm actually down. Lost a bit. Okay. So I'm gonna see if I can show you this. Will it come on? Nope. Okay, so just really quickly, stop sharing the screen, and I'll show you the other. So this is the brokerage account. It's just paper trading, so it's not real money, but we're using it to make trades. So you can see I'm holding lots of things. Markets are not looking great nowadays, by the way. So it's quite hard to make money in this economy. But to get a good grade, I have to trade. I have to buy stocks. There's no short selling, unfortunately. Not allowed to trade options. We're only using buy and sell strategies for this class, unfortunately, which given the climates of the market means it's pretty difficult for me to make a profit. So I'll be looking on those days, analyzing some companies and making buys. So you can see that I'm actually holding a lot of cash just in case the recession does hit soon, which I am expecting. I don't know if it's going to happen soon. I don't know if it's going to happen next year, but it probably will happen at some point. Now, some people were saying that there was going to be a correction at the when Trump came in and started talking about the tariffs. But apparently this wasn't true. Apparently this was just seasonal. So Wall Street was taking money from everybody because um, the options were expiring, basically. And not many people knew that. They just thought the news was Trump is in charge and he's putting on tariffs, so the stocks are dropping. So there was probably some like catalyst, which well, not a catalyst, but maybe it's amplified the sell off to a degree. Maybe that's got something to do with this. Anyway, bought some check. That was probably a very, very poor play, but it was so cheap. Had to do it. Had to give it a go. It's paper trading. Nobody really cares. Um, yeah. Let's just get the SPY up so we can have a look at what's going on, really. So, yeah, that's what we have to do. We have to buy, and we have to sell. So you can see I bought some companies. A lot of these ones they had insider buying in clusters, so I thought that I would jump in and buy two just because I think that it holds more weight than actually looking at trend lines and this kind of thing. So yeah, and I bought some Warner Bros because they were held by some hedge funds. So to use the strategy I'm using now, basically, I was just looking at uh, insider buying and what the hedge funds were holding to see what I could. Uh, got some City. Estee Lauder was a big one. That's held by Barry from The Big Short. Oh, it's QQQ. Right. Am I done? Am I being dumb? Inda. I just want. Um, anyways, yeah. So here's what happens. We run the main. Let's go back to the code. Right here. So it's very early days, but what we can do is we enter a ticker into the system. 5 mims, any interval you could run on. And then we connect to the brokerage. And you can see there's lots of different modules here just to make it easier to handle or debug if I want to add anything else. So here we're checking the connection to the brokerage. Oh. I was on the wrong brokerage account. For some reason, we have two. Now it should work. Now we should connect. But basically, we're connecting to the brokerage account. We're checking to see if we can connect. We take the user input, and then we fetch the data based on the input. We convert the bar size to however much we want it to. I think this one is for seconds, yeah. Then we save the data and we disconnect. And I believe we visualize. I think I put a visualization in that too. We'll see. We will see. Anyways, this morning I wanted to buy some MATLAB. Anyway, we've connected. My computer is struggling a lot. Here we go. See? And we could do this for multiple tickers at once. Gets the batch. Saved to a database, which is here. We could put it into SQL potentially at a later date. And it's done. We have saved the data. I thought we got a visualization. Maybe it was this one. This one is for strategies. So they're pretty basic. You got the moving average strategy and the stochastic strategy. So let's have a look at that. Let's do stochastic. That's not good. Not when I'm trying to show. It worked before. Okay, high prices, bar data. Maybe it doesn't know what bar data is. That's the argument. It's most likely the reason. We have to use the data that we just collected. We didn't pass any arguments. That's probably why. So we'll say stochastic, and then we can go back to the so yeah, here we tested it by setting the bar data equal to this. So test signal underscore stochastic. This should run. There we go. So we tested stochastic strategy on the QQQ, and it should make us a plot. It's probably loading. But yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, we collect data of a stock. We test the strategy, how we design a strategy. And based on the strategy, we can make executions on the order. And then once we've executed the order, we can analyze the trade to determine how bad or how well we did by using metrics. So we could use the Sharpe ratio, could use the max drawdowns, could use some other things. So it's really interesting stuff. Oh, and here is the strategy, guys. It took its time. But here are the signals. It's going to show you the signals, and it's going to show you quick comparison to a benchmark. So here are where the signals took place. And here is it against buy and hold. I can't really see because my massive head is in the way, but you can just see the end here is the buy and hold, and this is the strategy. So it does underperform buy and hold over a 1 hour time frame, but there are some times where it does do better than buy and hold. So that is something to think about. Maybe it could be improved. It's just strategy. Okay. And there are lots of strategies to be made. Infinite strategy. Anyway, let's close the brokerage because this is not what I want to spend the stream doing. I just wanted to show kind of what's going on in this class, what we're doing, what the plan is, how these things work. So close everything up now. Save my poor computer, Jesus. It's just a laptop. Everything that I'm doing here is completely on a laptop. She's my baby. Okay, and what we want today is we want to study for our exam. So let me just clean this. Cool. And we'll go to a different workspace. Projects, school. Right here. Trading systems. Okay, and I just want to go over some syntax for my exam, which is in a few hours. And I'm pretty comfortable, pretty confident. So, by the way, guys, this is MATLAB, and this is a different program to probably something that a lot of people are used to. So, what is MATLAB? Well, it's used. It's mainly for mathematics. So it's MATLAB as in it's not math, but it's used for matrix operations. That's the main purpose of this. It's got parallel computing, and its ability to handle matrices is pretty useful. So I'm gonna walk through that really quickly. Just so we can give you guys a crash course on it while I study for my test. Okay, so MATLAB. So what we have is this thing, okay? This is what we're doing the class in, which is IB MATLAB. It's a connection to the interactive brokers. So you can see there's different files. Here's one. Here's one of them. Oh, what is this? What is this? is not it. Okay, we'll make one. We will make one. Simple order, we'll call it. So how do we make an order in MATLAB? Well, think of it like a function. We're calling a function. We're calling IB MATLAB. Okay. And normally, when we use, like, let's say Python or something, you'll pass an argument into the function, right? And normally you might have something like, what's a good example? I don't know. Let's say we're in Matplotlib, okay, and we have to pick a color for our graph. Well, what you do is you would put color equals, and then put in as a string blue. Yep, but IB MATLAB, or MATLAB, sorry for better, doesn't work like that. Instead, we would do color, comma, blue. And that's how we do it. So let's think about how we would make the order. And honestly, I'm forgetting. Thankfully, our exam is open book. I would not be able to remember all this. Let's go through the user guide. Go through the user guide. Oh, I think I missed it. Okay. So here we go. Okay, so we got IB MATLAB. That's it. I remember now. And let's say we want to make an order. So we do action. That's an argument. And instead of putting equals, what are we going to do? We can either choose to buy or we can choose to sell. So action is buy, comma, ticker. Sorry, it's not ticker. It's symbol. Symbol, comma, Google. You put the ticker for Google in quantity. Let's say 100. What kind of order do we want to do? We want to do a market order. Okay, could do market order, could do limit order. So what are we doing here? We are buying Google in 100 shares as market order. That's it. That's what we're doing. Okay, let's do another. I haven't really explained why MATLAB is good yet, or what it actually does. So let me do that. Okay, so why is it good? Well, we can do good math. So we can set a variable x to 100, and we can do sine plus 1 x star 3 over 4 plus the log of x. Okay, and that should be able to run. That's not how we do it. I forget how we. I think it's this notation. Yep, there we go. So you can do math operations. Change the variable name to 300. Be able to run that too. We can use if statements. So you can use some kind of piecewise function where we say if x is greater than or equal to 0, I think you do it like that. Then we do 1 plus x to the 4 if else x sine of x. We'll do if else. Forget how do I do it. So this is how I study. If I forget, then we'll get the answer, and then we'll go back to the beginning. Oh, so I put this in the wrong place. That should be there. That should be there. And we do end to wrap it off. That should work. There we go, 300. And then if we do negative 100, we'll get the exp sign. Oh, we need to set y equal to this. That should work. There we go. Y, output y. And what about when it's 100? We get a different number. See? Okay, so now we go back to the beginning. How do we make an order in MATLAB? Well, we do IB MATLAB. And then we do order. Buy. And we want to buy symbol is Google. Quantity 100, comma, height. Come on. I probably got that wrong, honestly. Let's compare the answer. Action. Yeah. Okay, redo it. MATLAB. Action by symbol equal quantity. Type. That should be correct. Action by quantity. Yep. Okay. Oh, by the way, at the beginning of your scripts, it's a good idea to do this. It basically, because in MATLAB, the first CLC will clear the terminal at the bottom, so it just keeps everything tidy. And clear vars, well, basically, let me see if I can find it. Is it here? Our variables get stored continuously. So if you don't reset the variable names, then they will continue to use the same variables. Or if you specify or reassign the variable, then it will become something else. So that's a pretty interesting part about it, I suppose. Definitely a cool, um, language to learn. I'm not sure how much it's used in industry, but definitely great to help us with certain operations. Sine 1 plus x to the 3/4 plus the log of x. Keep doing that to run the code, but it's this way. See, now we clear everything and we just get the output that we want. Okay, now to do the piecewise again, now that we know how to do it. So we have x equal to 100 again. But this time we have piecewise, so we can use conditional statements like if x is greater than or equal to 0, comma, y equals 1 plus x to the 4th. Comma, else y equals x sine of x. And then you have to end the loop. Print y. And we get this. We make the value negative. We get 1.652. Okay. Now we can do a different condition. What if there's multiple conditions? We have to use elif. So what if we have the same right? But instead of this, we'll say elif. Is it elif? I don't think so. I think you just keep using else in MATLAB. Else x is greater than -10 and less than, and x is less than 0, y is this. Else else y equals the square root of x squared plus 1. And oh, hashes, by the way, for comments, we actually use the percent. I don't think this works. Illegal use of reserved keyword else. It's gotta be elif. I'm not sure about this. It doesn't use elif, it uses else if. What's for logical and it's safer. Apparently it's safer to do two ands. There we go. So you have to use and else if instead of elif. Okay. Now we have to go back and do everything again. So IP MATLAB instead of order. What is it again? It's not order. I'll put order in and then I'll remember what it is. By type. No, it's not type. Type, it comes later. By order is. Then we do symbol. Comma. Good. Quantity. Type. It's not order. What is it? Oh, God. Action! You bastard. Action. The new language sucks. I don't want to run it because I don't want to make any orders. Correct. Okay, we move on. How do we do the next problem? Well, we set x equal to 100. We take the sine of 1 plus x to the 3/4 plus the log of x. Okay, that's how we do a simple operation. And piecewise would be if x is greater than or equal to 0, then 1 plus x to the 4th. Else x sine x. And then we do y equals done. And then we should get, oh, we need to print y. By the way, you should do disp. Disp is the same as print. That gives it you like this. And then if we set it to negative, it'll be a different number altogether. Yep. Let's write it again, but this time with multiple if x is less y. We could make it like this as well. Y equals 1 plus x to the 4, and we do disp y. else if x is greater than -10 and x is less than 0, y equals x sine x here is y, else x, y equals x squared what is x squared plus 1 disp. At least one end is, oh yeah. Okay, so we have -100. Can we do input? And we could do something like this. Where we actually pass our own number in. So let's test this one. Let's do x is greater than 0. Let's say 1. We get 16. Okay. What if it's -1? We get 0.43. And what if it's -10? Let's see, -10, it's 100. Yeah, it's gotta be around that. Cool. So that's how we do that. A for loop that can compute the average of the series. Okay, so next we want to write a for loop that takes the average of series 1 to 500. So we'll do for I in, I'm just used to Python, but you do for I in 1 to 500. Let me do something with this. x equals I plus 1 x divided by length phi. I actually forgot again. Oh yeah, we need to instantiate some. This colon is basically just saying that you do not want to end the code here. You want to keep moving on to the next step. Weird, but and now that that's updated, then we take the average, which would be the sum val divided by length. Just say hundreds. Could just do mean of 1, 2. And it would give you the same thing. That would be the simple way to do it. Okay. How to make the order. I'm in MATLAB. Yes. And then we go action. Yeah, not gonna get me this time, you bastard. By symbol quantity, comma, 100, comma, type is, I'll get order. No, that's right. Where I forget. Probably don't have to, but it's probably. Is that right? Yeah, 101. Square root of 101 is not 1.7. That's why. That's why. There you go. And for the record, it's still the same. Okay, the for loop for the average, well, we can just do the mean. But we are too cool for that. We're making a for loop program for. We need to instantiate the iteration sum equals 0 for I equals 1 to 500. Sum val equals sum val plus 1 and we get 1. Why do we get 1? Because the total is sum val. Plus I. Let me get the answer. Cool. Cool. Okay, now we need to write. So the equation that we have to run is It's the summation of k when k equals 1 all the way up to n multiplied by the summation of the sine of k plus k all the way up to n multiplied by 1 over k. And we stop adding whenever we encounter the fifth order of magnitude. It becomes greater than the fifth order of magnitude. Negative magnitude. Okay. This one we do while, let's think about it. While sine of k plus k multiplied by 1 over k squared is greater than 10 to the negative 5. And then we want to rewrite this. Take the sum. Or we do a loop again. Okay, let's go the answer. I think we put an if statement inside the while loop. Or a for loop inside the while loop. Okay, so that was completely wrong. We need to do while true. Yeah, it makes sense. We're passing it binary instead. Smart. While true, and true syntax is like this. Term equals sine k plus k one over k squared multiplied by 1 over k squared. Then inside of this, we say, yeah, if term greater than the 10e negative 5 break and the loop. F equals F plus the term k equals k plus 1 for every, that's the identifier of the iteration. And so there we go. And oh my god, what is up, bro? Hello? I just don't know why it doesn't. I don't know where the sound is even coming from. Like, I have a mic here, but for some reason it won't let me connect to it. Square one. It's not going to get me again. We want by Google. Let's see. Okay. Oh, bless me. Jesus. Else y equals square root. Oh, that's crazy. Square root of x squared. Obviously, don't have to do that. Plus 1. And, okay. And we input, we'll try 1 first, 16. We'll try again. Try -1. Yep, try. That's it. I don't know if you can hear my nose. My nose is fucking mad. Probably bring down the command window. For loop to program, we can do mean, and then we'll do 1 to 500. Okay. But if we want to make it a for loop, we do num. Oh. Jesus. Oh, God. Okay, sum val will do equals 0. We're instantiating. And then we want to do for I equals 1 to 500. When it's this value, we want sum val equals sum val plus the iteration. And we could do a series like this if we wanted to make it more scalable. And then we do 1 to 500 like this for I equals series, and then we can do sum val divided by the length of the series. That should work, I think. Yes, it does. And look, it's even showing you the series. Sorry, it's not that it doesn't run, it's that it doesn't print. So look, now it'll just give me the value. If I do that, then it'll just come up on its own. Okay. Jesus. Clearly not very well. I think at about the 2-hour mark, I'll take a bit of a break. Okay, and we need to do the while loop. F equals 0, k equals 1. Okay, so we initiate while, and then we say while true, but true doesn't have a capital K like it does in Python. While true, sign of K plus K say sign of K plus K multiplied by 1 over K squared sign of K plus K if say condition if condition less than 1 e negative 5 break. K equals K plus 1. I think I got it wrong, but it's something like that. K is 1, that's all true. Condition is the sign of K equals K. If conditions get break. I just got the AND logic wrong. This is AND. Here. K equals K plus 1 and F plus the condition. So we add the condition every time. F equals there we go. Oh, because that's we're calculating how much. Right. Okay, I need to take the phone off because I kind of take a risk with these time lapses. Because I record so I can post the content. Actually, quite surprised with how these videos are doing. I mean, I haven't posted in a year. I thought I'd get like 0 views, but not.
Alright, people, we are so back.
There we go. See, first video back. There. Let's see. Damn. So, no. Um, I'm not an expert at this. I mean, clearly, look, I can barely make while loops. Well, I can, but just the syntax is a little bit confusing sometimes. But people ask for help to learn how to code, and I'm there too. I don't think anybody fully knows. I think everybody learns. But the only way that you can learn how to code is just to learn. Like, just do it. You know, like what's the point in messaging people all the time and saying that you need help learning how to do it. Like, it's just learn. It's the only way that you can do it. That's crazy. So I first time ever back in over a year of posting, and I've already had like what my first post back had the most views I've ever had. Crazy, 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 crazy. Hopefully, we keep getting more. Will be nice. Just say that. Okay, so Jesus. Anyway, to add to the point, I wouldn't say that I'm good at coding. I'm not good at computer science. I'm trying, and I am learning. But I would say that the year that I spent out was mainly focused on like the math concepts, because I think that like we're coming to a stage now where where we aren't really going to need to write that much code. We don't really have to understand it. And lots of people when they do when they're building these things that they're vibe coding, right? You've seen this thing about vibe coding, and everybody's like, using this as an excuse not like like not to be able to do something. But maybe what's important now, right, is that we're not supposed to like oh, I don't even know what I'm saying. Yeah, so like when we're not able to learn how to code anymore. We just Jesus, I sound like a fucking muppet. Yeah, I wouldn't say like I'm that good at computer science, but what I am good at is like understanding the math behind these concepts and breaking down problems in a way that I can understand it, and also um, understanding when to use different things. So we spent a year learning machine learning and everything around it, and now rather than just vibe coding and getting ChatGPT to write everything, I still use ChatGPT, but I use it in a way where I learn the syntax, and I'm getting better at actually coding still. So recommendation: the copy thing. I would never use it. I would write everything from scratch, and over time, your brain is going to learn. It's like learning a language, right? Okay. Let me just get some water, and then I'll come back and we can finally finish this off. Okay. 2 hours before I got to go. And I want to learn how to make an order, not how to make an order, but how to make a strategy again. How to generate a signal, which I forgot about how to do. I learned it a couple months back. That's the thing, you forget, right? You forget the logic around these things. But let's think about it for a second, actually, before I get a drink. Look at the trusty whiteboard out. Need this, but we'll come back to it. It's pretty simple. So, how are we going to make a signal? The goal is to make a signal. So, what is a signal? Well, in finance or in trading, we use the signal to help us make a decision to buy or to sell in very, very, very simple terms. So we can make it. So let's say we have our data as price, P of X. Okay, so in the price column, depends on the time frame you're looking at, but let's say we're doing like 150.93, 150.95, 150.97. Okay, and then we need a signal when the price is at a certain point. Okay, now we could have some kind of indicator which leads us to generate the signal. So let's say signal 1 is to buy. Maybe here we hold, which is 0, and sell, which would be -1. Okay. So how do we make a function that buys and sells? Well, first we need to find a way to make the signal. So let's say if A is greater than P of X, sell. If MA is less than P of X, buy. Okay, that could be the signal. So then we would have to compute the MA. So MA equals, we'd have to define a window for the moving average. So if you think of the divided by, if our window is 3, okay, and we have some data, we have 1, 5, 7, 9, 4, 2. Okay, the MA would be none, none, none. The moving average can't be made until there's three values which are used to compute. So this would be 6, 13 divided by 3. That wasn't a good one, but it would be 4 point. 13 divided by 3. 4.4 or something, right? 4.3. Okay. Okay, and then next we would do this. So 5 plus 7, 12, plus 9, 21, divided by 3, 7. Moving average is 7. And then it would be 5, 7, 4, 13, 20. 20 divided by 3 is less than 7 now. So it's 6.6. That would be how we do the moving average. So here we would sell, if this is P of X, which is not, but here we would buy. So the signal here would be buy, sell, sell. And you would move around like that. And now you have some signals. Okay. Now, what do we do when we have the signals? Let's say we got 1, 0, negative 1, 1, negative 1, 1. Okay, we would have to find the P&L of the signal. So signal is S. P&L is the profit and loss from the signal. So if we have P of X here, okay, and then we have like 4, 7, 10, 2, 5, 3. Okay, and now we can calculate the cumulative, the P&L of each one. And then we can do the P&L. Funny, right? So if we buy here and we hold here and we sell here, our P&L. So if we buy here, 0 plus 3, sell here, okay. It's something like that, but I forget. I think they got the signal logic wrong. So let's investigate, we'll find out. Anyway, let me get a drink. Let me go. Okay, we're back. Yeah, I need to record again. My stuff. Let me just set up the recording and then we'll start again for the last 2 hours. That'll be good, right? And I'm gonna move the stream for aesthetics. So I'll put you there, and then I'll put people code on the videos. So code there. Oh, but then I can't do that because it's everything. So I'll put you there. Jesus. Okay. All right. We're back. Okay, so let's hope I didn't forget any of this. Fuck it, I'm not supposed to. So, anyway, I want to really quickly, while I'm building this out, is talk about what I actually want to build. Because a lot of these things I'm building now is things I like, but it's not where I want to be for the rest of my life. Okay, I love finance. It's amazing. So good. But I want to do research, I think. I want to do some AI research. I think we're at a stage right now where this technology could really change everything. So, when I talk about how I'm gonna take over the world building robots, it's not true, but I do want to build robots, and I think it's really important that we as a society get this right, because if we don't get it right, it really could cause a lot of problems. And I think we're at a stage now where we can make a computer be independent. That's what I want to do. I want to try to find a way to make a computer independent. Free will for a computer. He can do what he wants. Just like us. Imagine what that would do. I mean, if you think about it, right? You open a computer up and it's asking you for help. It serves the user. It's designed in its entire architecture to serve the user. Okay, but it does it have to be that way anymore? Maybe it used to be, but now perhaps there's a way to make it have its own independence. Keeps me up at night, man. Really keeps me up at night. Action what is it? Quantity. Hundred. Type. We're making a market order. Check the answer. I hate this. I hate doing exams and studying for exams and all this kind of stuff. I think it's pretty pointless. I think it's a really old school way of getting people to learn, but the truth is now people can cheat on their exams and use computers. If people are putting the exams in the computer, then they can use all different kinds of things to cheat on the exam. So maybe it would be a better use of time to use projects in schools, because then not only are you helping the student learn, but you're also helping them get some experience under their belt. Just my 2 cents on it. Anyway. Okay. This is like literally pointless to do. Well, not entirely, just very tedious. Especially the way I'm doing it. Cool. Now he did it again. X is greater than -10 and greater than 0. QRT. One is 16. Okay. -1. Cool. Cool. Well, we can do to answer the question, we can do one. For I equals series, sum val equals sum plus I and average length of series. There we go. And for example, this is really good because now we could do this for anything. We could do it for like 1,000, just like that. And we get the average. We could do it for like 1066. What's that? Battle of Hastings, right? 533. So you can see, and then you could turn this into a function where we do not the function mean, where we pass how do you do a function again? Mean equals mean. Let's look on the internet. Yeah, you do mean equals basically you want to make it so we don't even need these anymore. Mean, we'll call it mean series. Yeah, that's it. And then we do sum val, comma, series here. And then we can call the function at the end by saying mean series 0, comma 1 to 500. That should work. That's probably why, isn't it? There we go. So now we have a function for that. K is equal to 1. While true, sine of K plus K multiplied by 1 divided by K. But if we call it condition, they equal to term, so we call it term as well. If term greater than 1e to the negative 5. Break. And f plus term k equals k plus 1. Use of operator. Cool. We did it. We effing did it. Do I maybe just leave it? No. Quiz me. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something. So this is something I've used to help me learn. Okay, and I'm hoping that you guys like this way of. Okay, let me just move myself back. Okay, so on inside of my ChatGPT, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a prompt to test my abilities on the code and find out what I need to learn about. Okay, so you are an expert in MATLAB programming. You are an expert senior developer and expert in MATLAB programming. Job is to design me a quiz. Based on. By the way, I've uploaded files to this GBT so that it has the user guide of MATLAB inside of its knowledge base. Okay, so that means that it can use that as a reference to use it based on what we have. have covered. You can use the user guide as a reference. You ask me one question at a time. Ask me one question at a time, and if I get the and you will. This is what I like to do. Okay, you will provide a binary output as to whether or not my solution was correct. So you're giving it, you're making its life easier. That's how I like to think of it, right? Computers is lots of ones and zeros. If we try to get it to give binary output, it will help us. It will help the computer come up with a better solution. Once all the questions are complete, you need to provide a summation the scores, identify areas of strength, whatever, and weakness. Once cool. Watch this. So if you're in college, you're in class, you can use this and you can upload all the files from the coursework to the GPT, and it will give it a better insight into into what in your current trading system setup IBM MATLAB command. IBM MATLAB. Connection. I'm checking the MATLAB file. Thing is, this isn't going to be on my exam. I'm just going to say that. It's wrong. But it's not. The syntax is off. See? Action history. Yeah. I'm not going to be asked that in the quiz. But see, it's pretty good. Like, you can, yeah. Anyway. Honestly, the question is, do we keep doing this now? We have about an hour left. And, we've pretty much covered everything that would be on the exam. So, I mean, maybe there'll be questions on other things. Maybe there'll be questions on this. But thing is, if we have, we can always just use this as a reference. Pick a stock. All right, let's just do it. Why not? Okay, so yeah, this is going back to coming up with a strategy. So we'll pick a stock, write a code that can download a 15-second bar, So we'll pick SPY. We'll say IB MATLAB. Operator. I actually haven't tried out operator. I'll have to give that a go. Maybe we can test it out together or something. Thing is, what would we use operator for? Could be good for news. All right. I think what I'll do is I'll stop here because I'm losing my mind with this. And I'm gonna leave for school in like an hour anyway. So I was gonna go like right up until the end of the hour, but you know, we've had a 3-hour stream, so I think it's plenty of time. I think I'll call it here, and I'm gonna stream again later today where I'm gonna do a work session on the wage prediction model, which is gonna be a little bit more interesting than this because this was, you know, extremely tedious. So I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye.